In the shadowy halls of ancient Greece, a dark legacy unfolds, one that intertwines betrayal, madness, and bloodshed. Welcome to the House of Atreus, a family marked by a curse so profound that it echoes through the ages. Imagine a lineage where each generation is haunted by the sins of the past, where revenge is served cold and family bonds dissolve into ashes. Picture the tragic figures of Agamemnon and Clytemnestra, their fates sealed by a web of vengeance that stretches back to the very roots of their ancestry. But what ignited this cycle of doom? Was it the gods' wrath or the insatiable thirst for power? As we delve deeper, the chilling truth reveals itself, beckoning you to uncover the secrets buried beneath the surface. Each twist and turn in this saga leaves us questioning. Can one truly escape their fate? Or are we all prisoners of our own choices? Stay with us as we unravel the tapestry of despair that is the curse of the House of Atreus. Prepare to witness the tragic consequences of ambition, betrayal, and the relentless pursuit of revenge. The story is far from over. Are you ready to confront the darkness? Origin of the curse. The story of the House of Atreus begins with a family feud that seems to transcend the ordinary bounds of rivalry. Atreus and his brother, Thyestes, were embroiled in a bitter conflict that would set the stage for a cycle of violence and retribution. This animosity can be traced back to a series of betrayals and grievances, each one fueling the flames of resentment. Atreus, the king of Mycenae, was deeply hurt when Thyestes not only seduced his wife, Erope, but also claimed the throne of Mycenae for himself. This act of betrayal was the spark that ignited a firestorm of vengeance that would consume their lineage. Atreus, driven by rage and a thirst for revenge, devised a plan to reclaim his kingdom. He lured Thyestes back to Mycenae under false pretenses, promising reconciliation, but this was merely a ruse. The moment Thyestes arrived, Atreus seized his opportunity. He killed Thyestes' sons and served their flesh to him at a banquet, a grotesque act that underscored the depths of Atreus' vengeance. This horrifying moment marked the beginning of the infamous curse that would plague their descendants, as it symbolized the ultimate betrayal and the cycle of violence that would follow. As the story unfolds, we see that the curse is not merely a consequence of individual actions, but a reflection of the broader themes of fate and divine retribution. The gods, often seen as arbiters of justice in Greek mythology, took note of the heinous acts committed by Atreus. They would ensure that the cycle of vengeance continued, punishing not just the perpetrators, but also the innocent. Thus, the origins of the curse were deeply intertwined with the moral and ethical dilemmas that plagued the characters involved, setting a tone of inevitability that would haunt the House of Atreus for generations. The dynamics of family loyalty and enmity are also central to understanding the origins of the curse. The betrayal between Atreus and Thyestes was not just a personal conflict. It represented a fracture in familial bonds that would resonate through time. Each subsequent generation would grapple with the actions of their forebears, becoming unwitting participants in a tragic narrative that seemed to dictate their fates. This exploration of familial loyalty and betrayal invites readers to reflect on the complex nature of relationships and the consequences of our choices. In essence, the origins of the curse of the House of Atreus serve as a cautionary tale about the far-reaching implications of revenge and betrayal. The actions taken by Atreus and Thyestes not only shaped their destinies, but also set in motion a series of events that would lead to tragedy and loss. Understanding these roots is crucial for grasping the depth of the psychological and emotional struggles faced by the characters in this enduring tale of woe. The sacrifice of Iphigenia. One of the most poignant moments in the saga of the House of Atreus is the sacrifice of Iphigenia, the daughter of Agamemnon. This event is steeped in tragedy and highlights the complex interplay between duty, family loyalty, and the demands of war. As Agamemnon prepares to lead the Greek forces against Troy, he finds himself at a critical juncture. The winds necessary for the fleet to sail have died down. In a desperate bid to appease the goddess Artemis, Agamemnon is faced with a harrowing choice: sacrifice his beloved daughter. The decision to sacrifice Iphigenia is not made lightly, and it reflects the weight of leadership that rests on Agamemnon's shoulders. He is torn between his responsibilities as a father and as a leader of men. This internal conflict resonates deeply as it unearths the theme of sacrifice within the narrative. Agamemnon's choice ultimately leads to Iphigenia being brought to the altar under the guise of a marriage to Achilles, only for her true fate to be revealed. A moment that embodies the tragedy of the situation. The consequences of Iphigenia's sacrifice ripple through the narrative, affecting not only Agamemnon, but also the entire House of Atreus. The act sets a precedent for the tragic events that follow, as it becomes a catalyst for vengeance and sorrow. Clytemnestra, Iphigenia's mother, is left devastated, and her grief morphs into a burning desire for revenge against Agamemnon upon his return from Troy. This transformation of love into hatred highlights the profound impact of familial sacrifice and the destructive nature of vengeance. Furthermore, the sacrifice of Iphigenia introduces the theme of fate versus free will. While Agamemnon believes he is acting in the best interest of his people, the outcome of his decision is anything but noble. The gods, in their inscrutable ways, seem to manipulate events, suggesting that the characters are mere pawns in a larger game of divine will. This tension between human agency and the whims of fate raises philosophical questions about morality, responsibility, and the consequences of one's actions. In conclusion, the sacrifice of Iphigenia is a tragic turning point in the narrative of the House of Atreus. It serves as a powerful reminder of the complexities of human relationships and the often painful choices that define our lives. The events surrounding her sacrifice not only deepen the curse that plagues the family but also resonate with universal themes of love, loss, and the inexorable pull of fate, making it a cornerstone of this tragic saga. The crime of Atreus' heinous act of murdering his brother Thyestes' sons and serving them as a meal is a pivotal moment that encapsulates the grotesque nature of the curse that envelopes the House of Atreus. This crime is not merely an act of revenge. It is a profound violation of familial bonds and moral decency. The act itself serves as a grotesque tableau that illustrates the depths to which Atreus has sunk in his quest for vengeance. By committing such an atrocity, he not only destroys his brother's lineage, but also taints his own legacy, setting in motion a cycle of violence that will haunt future generations. Atreus' decision to serve his brother's sons as a meal is emblematic of the themes of betrayal and cannibalism that run throughout Greek tragedy. This act can be interpreted as a symbolic rejection of kinship, showcasing how personal grievances can escalate into acts of unimaginable horror. In this way, Atreus' crime becomes a reflection of the broader human condition, where the desire for power and retribution can lead individuals down a path of moral decay. The implications of Atreus' crime extend far beyond the immediate tragedy. The act serves as a cornerstone of the curse that plagues the House of Atreus, ensuring that vengeance will be met with more vengeance. It creates a lineage steeped in bloodshed and treachery, as future generations grapple with the fallout of their forebears' actions. The curse becomes a self-perpetuating cycle, with each act of violence begetting further violence, highlighting the theme of fate that looms large over the narrative. Moreover, Atreus' crime can be seen as a manifestation of the destructive power of unchecked rage. His inability to forgive or move beyond his grievances leads him to commit an act that forever alters the course of his family's history. This raises important questions about the nature of justice and whether true retribution can ever be achieved in a world fraught with betrayal and moral ambiguity. The The curse of the House of Atreus thus serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of allowing anger to dictate one's actions. In essence, the crime of Atreus is a harrowing episode that serves as a catalyst for the tragic events that follow. It encapsulates the themes of betrayal, vengeance, and the cyclical nature of violence, painting a grim portrait of a family ensnared in the throes of a curse that seems inescapable. Understanding this pivotal moment is crucial to grasping the depth of tragedy that defines the narrative arc of the House of Atreus. The fate of Agamemnon, the king of Mycenae and a central figure in the saga of the House of Atreus, finds himself ensnared in the web of fate that has been woven by the actions of his ancestors. Upon his return from the Trojan War, he is met not with celebration, but with treachery and death at the hands of his wife, Clytemnestra. This act of murder is not merely a personal vendetta. It embodies the culmination of the familial curse and the tragic themes of revenge and justice that permeate the narrative. Clytemnestra's motivations for murdering Agamemnon are deeply rooted in the pain inflicted upon her family. The sacrifice of Iphigenia, their daughter, has left her devastated, and her grief transforms into a consuming desire for revenge. This act of vengeance is not only personal but also emblematic of the broader themes of female agency and the consequences of patriarchal violence. Clytemnestra's role as the avenger complicates traditional gender dynamics, as she takes on the mantle of justice in a world dominated by male heroes and warriors. The murder of Agamemnon serves as a turning point, marking the point at which the cycle of violence escalates. His death does not bring closure, but instead opens the door for further bloodshed. Orestes, Agamemnon's son, is thrust into the role of avenger, compelled to seek vengeance against his mother for her treachery. This cycle of revenge reinforces the notion that the curse of the House of Atreus is inescapable, as each generation becomes entangled in the tragic legacy of their forebears. Moreover, Agamemnon's fate raises questions about the nature of justice and moral responsibility. While Clytemnestra's actions can be seen the role of Orestes, the son of Agamemnon and Clytemnestra, finds himself at the heart of a tragic narrative that intertwines themes of vengeance, familial loyalty, and the relentless grip of fate. Following the murder of his father by Clytemnestra and her lover, Aegisthus, Orestes is thrust into a complex moral landscape where he must navigate the expectations of vengeance dictated by both familial ties and societal norms. The demand for retribution is almost palpable, fueled by the belief that he must avenge Agamemnon's death to restore honor to his family. This sense of duty is not merely a personal quest. It is also a societal imperative, reflecting the ancient Greek values that prioritize honor and revenge as ways to address moral wrongs. As Orestes embarks on his journey for vengeance, he is accompanied by his sister Electra, who plays a crucial role in motivating him to act. Their shared grief and suffering bind them together, and Electra's unwavering loyalty to Orestes amplifies the emotional weight of his mission. She becomes the catalyst for his actions, providing him with the encouragement he needs to confront their mother. However, this dynamic also reveals the tragic nature of their situation. Orestes is not just avenging his father, but is also pitted against his mother, complicating his feelings of love and obligation towards her. The tension within Orestes grows as he grapples with the morality of his impending actions, illustrating the profound psychological impact of the family curse that haunts them. The act of vengeance carried out by Orestes is not a straightforward triumph. His decision to kill Clytemnestra and Aegisthus results in immediate consequences that reverberate throughout his life and the lives of those around him. While he achieves his goal, the act itself brings forth a new layer of tragedy. He is haunted by the Furies, primordial deities of vengeance, who pursue him relentlessly for the crime of matricide. This pursuit symbolizes the inescapable nature of guilt and the cycle of violence that characterizes the House of Atreus. Orestes' internal struggle becomes emblematic of a broader theme in Greek tragedy: the idea that one cannot escape the repercussions of their actions, no matter how justified they may seem. The implications of Orestes' actions extend beyond personal revenge. They serve as a commentary on the nature of justice within the context of a cursed lineage. His quest raises poignant questions about the cyclical nature of violence and whether true justice can ever be achieved through bloodshed. As Orestes grapples with his role as an avenger, he must also confront the reality that each act of vengeance only perpetuates the cycle of suffering that defines his family. This tragic paradox underscores the futility of seeking justice through violent means, a theme that resonates powerfully throughout the narratives of the House of Atreus. Ultimately, Orestes embodies the tragic hero caught in the web of fate, where personal choices and divine influences intertwine. His journey illustrates the complexities of vengeance and the burdens of legacy that weigh heavily upon him. The curse of the House of Atreus looms large, as Orestes becomes both a victim and a perpetrator of tragedy. His story serves as a poignant reminder of the devastating consequences that arise when familial loyalty clashes with moral obligation, leaving him forever marked by the actions he was compelled to take. Themes of vengeance and justice. The themes of vengeance, justice, and guilt are intricately woven into the narratives of the House of Atreus, reflecting the complexities of human emotions and the moral dilemmas faced by its characters. At its core, the quest for vengeance is portrayed as a driving force that compels individuals to act, often leading them down a path of destruction. The expectation of retribution is not merely a personal choice. It is deeply rooted in the cultural and societal norms of ancient Greece, where honor and familial duty dictated one's actions. In this context, vengeance becomes a means of restoring balance and addressing perceived injustices, yet it simultaneously perpetuates a cycle of violence that is difficult to escape. The Furies, or Erinyes, embody the darker aspects of vengeance, acting as relentless pursuers of those who commit grave offenses, particularly against family. Their role in the narratives highlights the moral complexities associated with vengeance, as they represent not only the consequences of wrongdoing, but also the inescapable nature of guilt that plagues the avenger. Orestes, as he seeks to avenge his father's murder, becomes ensnared in this web of retribution and guilt. The Furies' pursuit of him serves as a constant reminder that acts of vengeance, while often justified in the eyes of the avenger, carry profound moral implications that cannot be ignored. Justice, in the context of the House of Atreus, is portrayed as an elusive concept, often intertwined with the notion of divine retribution. The gods play a significant role in determining the fate of the characters, reflecting the ancient belief that moral order is maintained through divine intervention. However, this reliance on the divine for justice raises questions about human agency and the extent to which individuals can control their destinies. Orestes' struggle illustrates the tension between divine will and personal choice, as he grapples with the consequences of his actions while being pursued by the Furies. This dynamic emphasizes the idea that justice is not merely a matter of retribution. It is also a complex interplay of fate, morality, and the human condition. Furthermore, the narratives of the House of Atreus expose the inherent contradictions within the pursuit of vengeance. While the characters believe they are acting in the name of justice, their actions often lead to further tragedy and suffering. Clytemnestra's murder of Agamemnon sets off a chain reaction of violence that ensnares Orestes, ultimately leading him to kill her in an attempt to restore honor to his family. Yet, in doing so, he only deepens the familial curse, illustrating the cyclical nature of vengeance and its potential for destruction. This paradox serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of seeking justice through violent means, highlighting the futility of such pursuits in a world governed by fate. In exploring these themes, The narratives of the House of Atreus offer a profound commentary on the human experience, particularly the complexities of moral choice and the burdens of legacy. The characters are caught in a relentless cycle of vengeance that defines their lives, illustrating the tragic consequences that arise from their attempts to seek justice. Ultimately, the interplay between vengeance, justice, and guilt serves as a powerful reminder of the moral complexities that define the human condition, leaving readers to ponder the true nature of justice in a world fraught with tragedy. The tragedy of Electra, the daughter of Agamemnon and Clytemnestra, occupies a pivotal role in the tragic saga of the House of Atreus, embodying themes of loyalty, suffering, and the quest for justice. Her character is defined by her unwavering dedication to her brother Orestes and her profound grief over the loss of their father. Unlike her mother, who commits the unforgivable act of murder, Electra remains steadfast in her loyalty to her family, illustrating the complexities of familial bonds in the face of betrayal. This loyalty drives her to urge Orestes to avenge Agamemnon's death, positioning her as a tragic figure caught between her love for her brother and her horror at the idea of matricide. Throughout the narrative, Electra's personal tragedies become increasingly apparent. Her life is marked by profound loss and suffering as she grapples with the emotional turmoil of her father's murder and her mother's betrayal. This suffering is compounded by her isolation, as she feels a sense of alienation from the world around her. The weight of her family's curse bears heavily upon her, trapping her in a cycle of grief and despair. Electra's plight serves as a poignant reminder of the collateral damage inflicted by the relentless pursuit of vengeance, highlighting the emotional toll that the malediction of the House of Atreus exacts on its members. Electra's character is also a study in the complexities of agency and powerlessness within a patriarchal society. While she possesses a strong will and a desire for justice, her actions are largely dictated by the decisions of the men around her. She relies on Orestes to enact vengeance, reflecting the limited agency afforded to women in her societal context. This dynamic emphasizes the tragic nature of her character, as she is both a participant in the quest for justice and a victim of the circumstances that bind her. Electra's struggles reflect the broader theme of the marginalized voices within the narratives of the House of Atreus, showcasing how the burdens of legacy and family obligation often fall disproportionately on women. The relationship between Electra and Orestes is central to the narrative, illustrating the themes of loyalty and shared suffering. Their bond is forged in tragedy as they navigate the complexities of vengeance together. Electra's role as a motivator for Orestes underscores the emotional weight of their shared responsibility to avenge their father's murder. However, this relationship also highlights the tragic nature of their situation, as both siblings are caught in the web of familial obligation and the curse that haunts them. The interplay between their loyalty and the demands of vengeance adds depth to their characters, showcasing the emotional conflicts that arise from their tragic circumstances. Ultimately, Electra's story serves as a poignant exploration of the consequences of the family curse and the complexities of loyalty and justice. Her unwavering dedication to Orestes, coupled with her personal suffering, paints a deeply tragic portrait of a woman caught in the storm of familial betrayal. As she grapples with her own desires for justice and revenge, Electra becomes a symbol of the profound emotional toll exacted by the relentless pursuit of vengeance. Her character embodies the tragic legacy of the House of Atreus, reminding us of the far-reaching implications of violence and influence on literature and art. The curse of the House of Atreus has resonated through the ages, leaving a significant mark on literature and art. From ancient Greek tragedies to modern interpretations, the stories of this cursed family have inspired countless authors and artists. The works of dramatists like Aeschylus and Sophocles serve as prime examples of how the themes of vengeance, fate, and moral complexity have been explored in depth. Aeschylus' Orestes trilogy not only dramatizes the cycle of revenge and bloodshed, but also introduces the concept of trial and justice, reflecting the societal values of the time. In these classical works, we see characters grappling with their fates, often trapped in a web of familial obligation and revenge. The portrayal of Agamemnon's return and his subsequent murder by Clytemnestra is a poignant exploration of betrayal and the consequences of one's choices. Sophocles, on the other hand, expanded upon these themes in plays like Electra, focusing on the emotional turmoil experienced by characters caught in the relentless cycle of vengeance. The depth of character development in these plays allows audiences to empathize with their struggles, regardless of the moral implications of their actions. The visual arts have also been heavily influenced by the tragic tales of the House of Atreus. Painters and sculptors have depicted scenes from these narratives, capturing the raw emotions of betrayal, revenge, and despair. Artists like Peter Paul Rubens and Jean-Auguste Dominique Ingres have created masterpieces that illustrate key moments from the stories, bringing to life the dramatic tension inherent in these tales. Such artworks not only serve as visual representations of the narratives, but also invite viewers to reflect on the broader human experiences of suffering and consequence. In modern literature and film, the echoes of the House of Atreus continue to be felt. Numerous adaptations and reinterpretations of these ancient stories have emerged, demonstrating their timeless relevance. Contemporary authors often draw parallels between the themes of the curse and modern societal issues, such as the dynamics of family loyalty, justice, and the search for identity. This ability to adapt and resonate with new audiences is a testament to the enduring power of these ancient narratives. Ultimately, the influence of the House of Atreus on literature and art is profound. It serves as a reminder of the complexities of human nature and the consequences of our choices. The stories of this cursed family continue to inspire and challenge creators, ensuring that their legacy will endure for generations to come. Symbolism and interpretation. The curse of the House of Atreus is rich in symbolism, with elements such as blood, sacrifice, and fate playing crucial roles in the narratives. Blood, in particular, serves as a powerful symbol throughout these stories. It represents not only the physical acts of violence and murder that occur, but also the idea of familial obligation and the unbreakable bonds that tie characters together. The bloodshed that defines the House of Atreus is both literal and metaphorical, as it reflects the deep-seated guilt and the weight of inherited sins. Sacrifice is another significant theme woven into the fabric of this curse. The act of sacrifice, particularly seen in the story of Iphigenia, raises questions about duty, loyalty, and the cost of war. Agamemnon's decision to sacrifice his daughter for the sake of favorable winds is a poignant commentary on the often harrowing choices that leaders must make. This theme of sacrifice extends beyond Iphigenia, permeating the actions of other characters who must grapple with the moral implications of their decisions. It invites audiences to consider the nature of sacrifice in their own lives. What are we willing to give up for the sake of our families or ambitions? Fate is perhaps the most pervasive symbol within the curse of the House of Atreus. The characters are often depicted as being trapped by their destinies, unable to escape the cycles of vengeance and retribution that plague their family. This notion of fate raises profound philosophical questions about free will and the extent to which individuals are responsible for their actions. Are the characters mere puppets of destiny, or do they possess the agency to alter their fates? The interplay between fate and free will invite deep reflection and interpretation, making these narratives resonate on multiple levels. Moreover, the symbolism in these stories often carries moral and ethical implications. The curse serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of unchecked ambition, betrayal, and the desire for revenge. The characters' tragic flaws lead them down paths of destruction, ultimately resulting in their demise. This moral dimension encourages audiences to consider the ethical dilemmas faced by the characters and, by extension, in their own lives. The timeless nature of these themes ensures that the stories of the House of Atreus remain relevant in contemporary discussions about morality and human behavior. In sum, the symbolism within the curse of the House of Atreus enriches the narratives, allowing for multiple layers of interpretation. Blood, sacrifice, and fate intertwine to create a complex tapestry that speaks to the human experience. As audiences engage with these symbols, they are invited to reflect on their own lives and the choices they make, further solidifying the enduring legacy of this tragic family. Cultural legacy. The cultural legacy of the House of Atreus is profound, establishing itself as a symbol of tragedy and fatalism in Western culture. This family's story serves as an archetype for exploring the darker aspects of human nature, particularly the consequences of vengeance and betrayal. The narratives surrounding the House of Atreus have permeated various aspects of culture, influencing not only literature and art but also philosophy and psychology. The tragic elements of their story have become a touchstone for understanding the human condition. Throughout history, the themes of the House of Atreus have been revisited and reinterpreted in countless narratives. From Shakespearean tragedies to modern films, the core elements of familial conflict, vengeance, and inevitable doom resonate across genres and eras. This adaptability speaks to the universality of the themes present in the Atreus saga, making it a relevant source of inspiration for creators seeking to explore the complexities of human emotion and morality. The tragic outcomes faced by the characters serve as a cautionary tale, reflecting societal concerns about the repercussions of unchecked ambition and revenge. Moreover, the legacy of the House of Atreus has made its way into philosophical discourse. Thinkers have grappled with the implications of fate and free will as illustrated in these narratives, questioning the extent to which individuals are responsible for their destinies. The stories prompt discussions about moral responsibility, the nature of justice, and the human capacity for compassion or cruelty. Such philosophical inquiries have enriched the cultural fabric by providing a lens through which to examine ethical dilemmas that persist today. In contemporary society, the themes of the House of Atreus continue to echo in discussions about family dynamics and the cyclical nature of violence. The narrative serves as a reminder of how past actions can reverberate through generations, creating a legacy of suffering or redemption. This reflection can be seen in various contexts, from familial conflicts to societal issues such as systemic violence and injustice. The lessons learned from the Atreus saga encourage individuals to break the cycle of vengeance and seek paths toward healing and understanding. The cultural legacy of the House of Atreus is a testament to the enduring power of storytelling. By exploring the complexities of human behavior through tragedy, these narratives invite audiences to engage with the darker aspects of existence while also offering opportunities for reflection and growth. The stories of this cursed family remind us that while fate may appear inescapable, the choices we make can shape our legacies and, ultimately, our humanity. As we delve deeper into the haunting legacy of the House of Atreus, it's clear that curses don't just fade away. They echo through generations, shaping destinies and sealing fates. Imagine living under the shadow of betrayal, murder, and revenge. How would that change your choices? From the tragic tale of Agamemnon's sacrifice of Iphigenia to the relentless vengeance of Orestes, the bloodline of Atreus serves as a chilling reminder of how the past can haunt the present. But what if we told you that this cycle of doom can also teach us profound lessons about morality and justice? As we explore these themes, consider this. Are we all just products of our ancestry, or can we break free from the chains of our forebears? What choices would you make if burdened by such a legacy? Stay tuned as we unravel more mysteries of Greek mythology. Each story is a window into human nature, revealing our deepest fears and desires. What's your favorite myth that echoes the struggles of the House of Atreus? Join the conversation in the comments below. Remember, the tales of the ancients continue to inspire and warn us today. Let's discover how.